Ok, científicos, vamos a leer dos cuentos, un poema corto y un cuento de una niña. El poema es de un libro que se titula Bravo, que es un poema sobre hispanohablantes, y quería leerles una página del poema de esta mujer que aprendimos sobre ella en la unidad de plantas. ¿Se acuerdan cómo se llama? Sí, se llama Inés Nexia. Y hablamos de ella cuando estábamos hablando de George Washington Carver. So, vamos a leer esta página, un poema corto y después el otro libro. ¿Listos? Okay. La exploración silvestre. Es tan difícil la niñez cuando se pelean tus padres. Él es de México y ella americana. Y yo soy las dos cosas. Se separan, nos mudamos y mientras tanto deseo con tantas mis ansias que se reúnan. Pero cuando soy adulta y bastante mayor, al fin comprendo cómo ser útil y gozar de la aventura de vivir en dos países. Asisto a la Universidad de California, estudio botánica, eso aprendimos botany, que es las plantas, y me dedico a explorar las selvas de todo México y Suramérica. Colecciono plantas fascinantes completamente nuevas para la ciencia. Y hasta aprendimos que encontró muchas plantas y una fue dedicada en su honor, ¿verdad? Gracias por escuchar el poema de Inés Mexia. Vamos a leer este cuento que se llama, vamos a cambiar nuestros canales. So this is called The Girl Who Named Pluto, the story of Venetia Burney. Let's see what this one's about, since we're learning about space this week. The Girl Who Named Pluto. Out of the classroom, down the hallway, and out the door, Venetia Burney and her schoolmates followed their teacher, leaving their British schoolhouse behind. It is the year 1930, and they were counting their steps from the sun, a circle drawn on their classroom blackboard. So this is her, and they're walking down the street. 39, 40, 41. Mrs. Claxton leads her words as precise as her footsteps. At exactly 41 paces from the sun, they laid down a birdseed, Mercury. At 77 paces, they placed a pea, Venus. Next, a larger pea, Earth. After placing a bead for Mars and an orange for Jupiter, the largest planet, they stopped at 1,019 steps inside the University Park. There they laid down a golf ball, Saturn. There are two more planets in the solar system, Uranus and Neptune, but Mrs. Clacton tells her students that they are too far away. She will let their imaginations finish the planet walk. So in her head, Venetia's thinking, okay, Saturn and Uranus, Neptune. When Venetia and her friends return to the park later with lumps of clay for the planets, they run, counting paces to Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, all the way to Neptune. Venetia's imagination whirls, trying to fathom the real distances. She has memorized each number. Stormy blue Neptune orbits 2.79 billion miles from the sun. And what lies beyond? How far does the solar system reach? So she has a lot of questions, like a scientist. Venetia brings her questions to breakfast each morning, and Grandfather Madden answers them, as many as he can. She and Mother have been living with Grandfather since Venetia's father died. Old and stately like the Oxford Library where he was head librarian, Grandfather knows the questions lead to learning, and his family is afire with learning. Along with the planets, Venetia is learning about Greek and Roman gods. When she reads about Mars, the Roman god of war, she is reminded of her great uncle Henry Madden, a science master, who named the first two moons orbiting that planet. He chose Phobos and Deimos, Mars' twin suns, moons and planets named from legends. What a marvelous link between science and story. And she's asking, how many moons does Saturn have? 9 moons have been discovered so far. Where did the name Neptune come from? From the Roman god of the sea. Why is Atlas stuck holding the heavens? Because Zeus punished Atlas. And who was the first person to discover Mars? Nobody knows, but Galileo saw it first by telescope. At breakfast one Friday, as grandfather sifts through the newspaper, he starts to read out loud. A new planet. Discovery by Lowell Observatory. Professor Harlow Shapley announced today that the Lowell Observatory at Flagstaff, Arizona, had discovered a 9th major planet. The planet, which has not been named yet, is beyond Neptune. So it's the furthest planet from the sun. Which one is it? A new planet. Venetia leans forward in her chair, another lump of clay to add to their model. I wonder what it should be called, grandfather says, and his brow creased. Venetia's imagination takes off, flying, leaping, connecting the dots from science to story. She knows that this planet is so far from the sun that it must be frozen, dark, and lifeless. It would be like the underworld ruled in Roman myths by Neptune's brother called Pluto. Venetia says, it might be called Pluto. Grandfather's eyes widen. He loves the name. He tells Venetia that he'll share her idea with his friend, Professor Herbert Hall Turner, at the Royal Astronomical Society. Perhaps he has a say in the decision. So I'm going to pause there, and we're going to read the rest of it next time, okay? Thank you for listening.